The upcoming stories can all be found in various religious texts, but the atheist content creators telling the stories are drunk. So, whilst the stories are genuine, the details may be embellished. A little. Welcome to Holy Spirits.
In vino veritas Laetitia et solatium prohusit. And I'm having my usual of a Kentucky Mule, which is bourbon and ginger, like my beard. And so this story is yet another story of a lady going and sulking and nearly causing the end of the fucking world.
Okay, I need you to introduce yourself.
Oh, right. Okay. And my name is Jamie. I am the Blind Limey. You may know me from the internet. I am a pro-am internet atheist bloke. And so I'm saying, I'm not important. The story is what is important. But yes, the story is of Hades and Persephone. Sort of. We'll get to that. So, if you know Greek mythology, you know that, like many pre-Christian pantheons, and why I like pre-Christian pantheons, like the Greeks and the Norse and the Shinto, is that the gods are just people, very, very powerful people, but they can be proper dickheads, right? All throughout Greek mythology, Zeus is out turning into bulls and doing horrible shit, and they're all like that. All of them are like that. But one of the most famous stories of, oh no, the Greek gods do be whiling, is Hades and his marriage to Persephone. So Hades is the god of the underworld, often conflated with figures like the devil, like Satan. Oh, he's from the man down under, kind of thing. Not actually a fair comparison, and you'll see why. The story goes, in its very basic terms, is that Persephone is just out in the fields chilling, as one does, and Hades pops out of the ground, kidnaps her, and takes her to the underworld, and she becomes his wife, unwillingly, right? And you're like, that Hades, how dare he kidnap this innocent maiden and take her to his lair and make her his wife. But the story is actually a little bit more nuanced than that. It comes from the hymn of Demeter, actually, and the actual story is that Hades is in love with Persephone. Like, honestly, like he wants to be with her and be a good husband. And Zeus, who is Persephone's father, he's like half the fucking Greece's father at this point. But Persephone's father says, "I bet, good deal. You have my permission, and I give her to you. So take her, basically, because back in ancient Greece, women were not treated very well, and this is reflected in their stories and in their mythology. So just fucking straight up kidnapping someone was kind of the style of the time. It's fine. It was less of a kidnapping, more of an arranged marriage. And the story goes out of its way to highlight this. Like Zeus, it was Zeus. Zeus said it was okay. It's Zeus's fault. Now, even given that, Persephone's mom, Demeter, goddess of nature, she's pissed, like proper pissed. And so she's like, where the fuck is my daughter? What? She's going full Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson. She has a particular set of skills. And she's like, where the fuck is my daughter? I'm going to find my daughter. So she asks Hecate, the goddess of magic, where's my daughter? And Hecate's like, oh, I'll help you look though. So they go off looking, and they come up with the idea like, well, who could possibly have seen what happened? Who's got the highest vantage point? Helios, god of the sun. He's high as balls all the time. He probably saw something. And Helios is like, I did indeed see something. I saw Hades pop out of the ground, take her into the underworld. C'est la vie. Demeter is rightfully upset and decides that she's just not going to do her job anymore. She's so sad, so upset, so fucking pissed that I'm not going to do the whole line. I'm not doing the nature thing anymore. So she takes some time off, like kind of like a sabbatical, to help turn a Greek prince into a demigod by setting him on fire, but not burnt. It's complicated. But she's like takes human form for a bit. The Greek prince's mother, whose name I forget, is like, why are you setting my fucking kid on fire? And she turns back into Demeter and goes, how dare you question me? I am the goddess mortal. Build me a temple now, or I will be upset. And they're like, okay, we'll do that. So they build a temple to Demeter, and Demeter basically takes up residence there and just sulks. Just kind of, my daughter's gone, I'm sad, and I'm not going to do my job. And her job is, of course, nature and continuing the cycle. And her not doing her job plunges the earth into a permanent winter where quite a lot of people die. Like, no crops are growing, the sun barely comes out. It's bad times, sad times all over the world. And Zeus is like, what the fuck's going on? Why aren't we getting our sacrifices and worship? It's like, oh no, it's because everyone's dying. That's not good. So he sends Hermes down, like kind of going, I may have fucked up a little bit here. I probably should do something about that. So he sends Hermes down to the underworld to talk to Hades and Persephone. Now, apparently the bit of the manuscript that this story is from is kind of missing at this point, or torn, or garbled. So we don't know exactly what happens in this visit, other than Hermes reports the problem, like Demeter's having a strop and the humans are dying. And Hades is like, oh shit, yeah, you better get on that. And allows Persephone to leave. And it turns out that he just wants to be a good husband. He says, I love you. I want you to be, you'll be a queen of queens, queen of gods, one of the highest in the pantheon. Please just return to me. And she says she will. Now, before we give our man Hades here too many accolades for not being a complete twat, he does do the thing with pomegranate seeds. He sort of slips them onto her. I'm assuming it's kind of like an ancient Greek air tag, where you can track her. Basically, he ties her to the underworld using these pomegranate seeds, and that's a dick move. I'm not gonna apologize. I'm not gonna apologize for him for that. But Persephone goes to the surface and talks to her mom and goes, well, I am the queen of the underworld now. I can only be on the surface for 1/3 of the year. I've got about half the year. I've got to stay in the underworld for a while, right? It's kind of my job now, right? I'm queen of the underworld. Now Demeter is overjoyed that her daughter has been returned, but she's still proper helicopter parent, a little bit psycho. And when Persephone has to go back down to the underworld to be with her husband, that's why winter happens, because Demeter is sad, and she's kind of doing a reenactment of that time she nearly genocided the world. And so the funky thing about it is, though, one, Hades is very explicitly not the villain of this story. he's basically just the inciting incident. And you may have noticed that he barely appears in his own, like, introductory myth. And according to the sources that I've had a look at, he is mentioned, and he has some cool epithets, like he's like known as Stalwart Hades, or he who receives many guests, which is fucking badass. But Persephone is his equal. She's like co-ruler of the underworld. She's the queen of the dead. She's known as Dread Persephone. And again, according to the sources that I've had a quick look at, a lot of these Greek gods come from an earlier pantheon in what's called Mycenaean Greece. Hades wasn't in that pantheon, but Demeter and Persephone were. And they were fucking scary because she's the queen of the dead. it's fucking wild. So they basically, the Greeks are like, we can't have all these women being powerful. Better put a man in there. And it really is like Hades is almost an afterthought of Greek mythology. It's kind of wild. But yeah, that's why winter happens, because, you know, you don't piss off the mother of the bride.